Hi.
So today was the day when our groups decided to separate. So Katie and Jameson went off their way and Josie and I went off our way. Katie did mention briefly that she allowed us to have the key. But the cliff notes of that is like, she knows I have control issues, so I got the key. We left the apartment and Jessie was pretty set on going to the Gundam Cafe in Akihabara because we missed that the other day. And we really like our Gundam.
The best Gundam story ever.
We had a Gundam adventure.
All day.
Yeah, that's all we did. For reasons we're about to get into. So, we go to the train station, we get on the train to Akihabara, there's no problems, everything's fine. And
we accidentally saw like some kind of weird procession, like some festival where there were all these monks and like some mannequin princess on top of a
procession, like a platform. What's the word I'm looking for?
Palanquin.
A palanquin. Thank you, Jameson.
It was weird, but it was cool.
And I stopped a passing police officer to ask him, I was like, what is this? And he was like, it's a festival. And I was like, oh, he's like, it's a big festival. And I was like, oh, great, thanks.
She thought it was a funeral. Her
immediate
thoughts were, she immediately goes,
somebody's dead.
I hope nobody dies. I said, everyone's happy, there's children. Why is that where you go? Anxiety. That's why she needs a house key, and that's why an immediate festival is, shit, someone's dead. Anyway, we were just killing time, and so we do that, and then we finally go to the little Gundam cafe. I'm looking around, there's no little Gundam statue, it's just a cafe. It has like a cool headpiece on it.
Yeah, but it's the Gundam cafe, it has the crest from the Gundams, and we look at the menu. And there's lots of stuff for their series, but not really much for Wing. There was a hero and a duo drink, and you could get cafe, like, lattes with pretty much any of the main characters of any of the series face on them.
But we don't care about any Gundam series.
No, we just want Wing.
Except for Gundam Wing.
So we go in, and they've got a couple big screens in there that are playing the openings of the Gundam shows in sequential order, based on release date, release year. And we sit down and though I'm getting really good at understanding, like, sit wherever you want, which is nice. But the waitresses here are pretty formal. So the menu was also printed outside, so we already knew what we wanted. So she comes over and, like, just this wall of formal Japanese, and I'm like, Gomen nasai. And she goes, Oda. And I was like, oh, thank you.
Why was she talking to us in formal Japanese?
So it's part of their thing, like, they'll, like, salute you and everything. They talk to you like you're a pilot, basically.
Like you're in command.
So, yeah. So that was fun. So we ordered our drinks based on our characters. So she got Hero's drink and I got Duo's drink. So they bring us these drinks and they are perfect to character because Hero's is
racist. What was the answer?
Matcha.
And
so
milk.
Green tea milk.
Oops, it was green. And it was matcha milk. And Duo's was a cranberry Coke.
Which was
I
great.
didn't think Duo was American because he's a colonist, but I guess he's the most American of all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Like, kind of
Cranberry
oblivious
Coke
to
land.
social laws and loud.
There was a little Gundam statue in there, so we did make sure to take a photo with it. And we went into the little souvenir shop and we got some pins from the Gundam Cafe.
The intro to Gundam Wing happened to play while we were having our drinks, and she mouthed the whole thing next to some, like, out-of-place Japanese women that were having
There was
lunch.
one Japanese woman in there that was, like,
Fully
really well dressed.
with beautiful lipstick, who just sat down and sat there uncomfortably. I don't know if she was
like,
waiting for some
with you?
geek date.
Like, she did not. There was something that I'm slightly regretful that I didn't buy, but at the same time I know I would never use it. They had umbrellas where the handle was the handle to a beam saber.
And
Saber umbrella.
I said, Duo, you don't even have a beam saber. What are you talking about? You don't need that. Get aside.
True.
Oh, by the way, Duo's drink came with a little plastic see-through, like, Gundam sword.
That is the correct
that
size
fit
that you can
into a Gundam figures.
Yeah.
Little hands.
Yep, it's true.
Mine
I
didn't.
have it.
Mine didn't because I'm not a child and I don't need toys in my computer.
you.
And so that was fun.
So we go outside after this thing, and Jesse's like, I really want to see the big Gundam statue. And I was like,
Priority 1.
alright, I can make that happen. So I pull up Google Maps and I just type in Gundam statue, and it's like an hour away on the train, and we're like, okay, let's do that.
We're willing to do that for a giant Gundam.
Yeah, a big Gundam statue, right? So we get on the train, it's no problem. But as we get on the train, like we get on this local line, the train's clearly a little bit older. There's no English anywhere. All the signs are in Japanese. All the overhead voice on the PA is in Japanese only. So like the newer trains, they have these fancy signs that show you like where the train is going and what the next stops are, and it'll switch from Japanese to English, and the things over the PA will switch from Japanese to English. But this little local line, Japanese only, completely and totally Japanese. So I really have to listen because I can't read. But I noticed like we're moving more into like rural Japan, and I'm like,
Small homes,
what?
back streets.
So like, where are we going? And Jesse's kind of napping, and I'm just like, well, this is where it says we need to go. It says we need to go to this station, and we're heading over to that station.
My trust was not misplaced. You navigated very well to where you wanted to go.
To where I thought I wanted to go.
We arrived safely.
We arrive, we get off the train, and there is immediately a poster that's like, Gundam!
This
And
is the place.
We're like, because I was like, this seemed a little bit more rural than I anticipated, but we're like, there's a Gundam poster. So we walk outside of the train station, and right next to it is a Gundam statue that's just a little taller than Jessie.
It's about 5 feet tall, 6 feet tall, and it's made of some kind of cast metal.
Yeah.
We take a picture with it. I'm thinking, this must prep us. This will set us up for the big one that's down the street. No, Kayla's like, no, I think that's it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. So it's this place called Kami-Sugai or something. It's way in the middle of nowhere.
We were gonna take a walk, but it felt like we were walking through private neighborhoods, so we turned around and got a fried constellation.
I was like, I think this is where, I feel like this is
invading people's privacy.
Yes, we go back, and I did get fried consolation Hokkaido potato, which was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
So
I decided an hour on the train, but
it was pretty good. We can't have the right one, so I go into Google again, and I put giant Gundam statue, and it directs us to a completely different one that is an hour away in the direction we came from.
But goddammit, it's that day, and we're just gonna do it.
Yeah.
We gotta do it, because we have to fulfill our mission. So we get on the fucking train again. I go back to sleep.
Yep, I'm pretty much like, Jesse, it's time to get off. So we kind of had a similar experience with Katie where the stations are split up. So we get off the station, and then we have to go to a different line, and as we get out of the station, it's like, train station 80 meters that way. And we're like, okay, but we're walking, and it kind of feels like we're still walking through a neighborhood.
Yeah, it felt wrong.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, at our potato place, this guy helped us get on the right platform, because we were on the wrong platform, and
Yeah.
we asked this little Japanese schoolboy.
And I forgot how to say how do I get over there? So I just was weirdly gesturing at the other platform.
Yeah, I've never seen you that mute. You've been speaking very well, but we struggled, and he finally figured it out, and he told us, showed us the way, and we gave him some tapping. And he tried not to take it slightly, but she made him take it.
I did. I know the rules now. And then, so as we're standing, so the way, it was a little rural train station. So instead of having stairs to go up or down where you then go to the other platform, you have to fully exit the train station. And after yesterday's fiasco, I know how to do that. So I go directly to the fare adjustment guy, and I'm wrong train.
Poor
And he's
Kayla.
wrong train.
I have no sense of direction and no concept of anything technical. It doesn't matter if there's glowing lights or blinking signs. I don't see it because it's on a computer. So she had to keep turning my shoulders and being left, no, left, and pushing me up the right stairs and
She keeps trying to go through the wrong terminal.
Whatever, we're fine.
No, the one with the green arrow pointing forward.
The electric green arrow? Don't see it.
Yeah, that one.
No.
The little Japanese guy, he was worried that he sent us he told us the wrong.
After us.
He came to get us after, and he's like I got them backwards, and I'm like, no, you were right. That's the side we need to be on. It's okay. And he was like, oh, okay, and he like leaves. But so we end up going back to this big terminal, and it's the separated train stations. So we're kind of walking down this road, and I'm like looking around. It's like I don't really see where another train station would be. So we walk, and eventually we're kind of standing lost on the corner. This guy walks by, and you assume we must send him over. And I'm like, where is this train station?
So we would send him over.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Sorry.
Send must send until they look at you.
Assuming my sense of affection.
Someone must send me to the train station.
And he did.
He did.
It's
Because
right
he
there.
goes,
We walked
he's like,
past it like
he's
3
like,
steps.
right there? And I was like, oh my god.
Yes,
It's right there.
That's the one.
It's like in the wall with all the other like shops and apartment buildings. It just looks like part of it. And we're like, okay. So we go in. We found this big ass stamp thing, which apparently I didn't know. Like,
Yeah, all over Japan, there's these big stamps for the areas you're in, showing like what temple or what like landmark they represent. And you can get the stamp. You can put the stamps in your passport, but they're not always easy to find. There's probably one at the temple you guys were at somewhere.
and also it helps if you don't put it in upside down.
I don't
Like
care.
immediately, I was like, boom!
I don't
And then I
care.
was like, oh, that's upside
Yeah, you
down.
can upside down. I didn't even look because it's like it's in the book now. It's
Yeah, it lives there.
We found the nicest. I think the station we arrived at right after that was like the prettiest station.
Yeah.
It was huge.
It
and
was in the
all
bottom of
tile.
this business building. Like, I was like, how much money does this guy make that
A
he
lot.
has a train station in the bottom of his building?
That's how we knew we had reached like mid businessman Tokyo.
So we come about, and like, as we're going through this particular station, like, you can really see, like, kind of downtown Tokyo, like, tall buildings and this big old Ferris wheel and a little tiny Statue of Liberty.
It was actually really cool.
And all these really cool, like, architecturally designed buildings. Like, there's a lot of geometric stuff going on, lots of glass and metal, and, like, what you expect when you think of a big city. So, eventually we get out of this train station, and we're walking across this huge bridge. And there is a large building in front of us, but slowly, as we cross the bridge from behind the building, we see this Gundam. And it is huge.
Beautiful.
Like, when you finally get up close to it, we maybe come up to, like, maybe the top of his foot.
I don't think we even know. Maybe
Yeah.
the top of the end of his toe.
Yeah. Like,
He's
he's big.
and he's shiny and well kept.
Yeah.
He's shiny all the way to the top. There's not a speckle of dirt on him.
And he lights up, and, like, by different parts of him, there's different, like, warnings.
There's warnings all over him, and they're correct to what a Gundam's ownership manual would specify. Like it's like very much like manual eject here and
Like, torque something over here. and-
torque over here and like warning like this
Check
section
after
moves,
fight.
check after battle.
Yeah.
Check after battle. Check after battle. That was in a
Yeah,
lot of
that kind of
places.
stuff.
The birds loved him. They must clean him because there was like birds all over him, but not a speck of bird shit. So like they must rub him down.
Japanese and magic.
Imagine being the guy with that job. Just
I'd love it.
Cleaning
I
the
love
Gundam.
it. It would be my baby.
Go
It
clean
would.
the
I would.
Gundam.
I don't want a Ferrari.
You
I
just
want
want
a
a
Gundam.
70-foot tall
I would
Gundam.
wax that and wash it. He looked great.
So we
He was
went
the unicorn Gundam.
Yeah, the Unicorn Gundam. So there's another Gundam cafe there that does have slightly different like menu items. Still no Gundam Wing merchandise at all. Not even a little thing. Not even. But we did say Beam Saber chopsticks, which were pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I almost got those.
And then we end up going in the Tokyo Driver building. So
There was another mall, but it had. We didn't really have anything we wanted to look at, like clothing wise or anything. We kind of were looking for like I don't know some silly shop. But then we noticed that at the very top, like, and this is many stories. There's a big Gundam play, like huge poster, and we're like, well, I guess we'll go to the top and just see what's up there. What was up there?
it was the Gundam base, which is simultaneously like a small sort of museum of Gundam's history over the last 40 years, but also like gunplay, figure building Gundam mecha.
It wasn't small though. It
Oh,
looked
it
small
was
because there was so much stuff in it, but it was
huge.
aisle after aisle after
Well,
aisle.
like the museum-ish area was small, but then
Oh.
attached to it, not only were there like lots of Gundam figures you could buy of like every show, including Wing, thank you, but also like specific little areas to build the Gundams in.
And built like beautifully painted Gundams on display, professional display cases everywhere from every series. It was huge, and there was like a whole like spinning
Like this piece of moving
Thing.
art that was
Gundam parts.
unpopped out of the little plastic
model
thing.
parts.
Model parts just spinning.
It was really cool. We didn't stay very long though because we were starting to get really hungry and really tired and concerned about getting home by 5.
Yeah.
So then we went back, and Kayla got really pale and a little panicky about figuring out the bus system or the train system, which was funny because you had no trouble. You had done great the whole time. You hadn't been confused or doubted yourself once. And then on the way home, she was like double checking and asking people, and yeah, we did pretty good. It was a good day. And then we met up with Katie and had that food.
Yeah, I
had-
got to try soba, which I really, really wanted to try. You can get soba cold or hot, and it's kind of like sukemen, where when it's cold, they separate it to where you have the cold soba, and then the sauce that you dip it in, and then hot soba is all together. The shop we went to made its own noodles, and they were very, 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 very tasty. I liked them.
I've
I
never
didn't
been-
like it as much as sukemen, but it was good.
I've never been so excited about tempura. Oh, you know what you
Yeah.
forgot? You forgot about your Farfetch'd story.
So as we're on the train back to Matsudo, like, we're just on the train, and I look over, and this guy has a Meltan phone case, and I know Meltan is a Pokemon that's only in Pokemon Go, so, like, I awkwardly come over to him with my phone with Pokemon Go, like, loaded up on it, and I'm like, do you play this? And he's like, yes. And I, like, open my Pokemon, and I show him Tauros, and he goes, well, I don't have that, and I go, and he goes, Torraid? And I'm like, yes, and he went, oh, and I was like, Farfetch'd, and he goes, oh. And so
Tauros
I go,
is only in the United States.
Tauros is only in the US and Farfetch'd is only in Asia. So
you
I'm
don't
like,
talk on the bus, so she broke all the rules to try and get this fucking Farfetch.
I did. I tried to be very quiet, and so the way you do it is you have to get their friend code and register them as a friend, and then you can trade with them, but you can only trade in close quarters.
So she had a time limit because
So
our
I had
stop
a
was
time limit.
coming.
Our stop is the next stop, but there's like enough time, and I click on the friend thing, and it's loading. And it's loading. And it's loading.
She had trouble with this
And
system
it's
her whole Farfetch
loading. And then I hear over the PA, like, approaching Matsudo Station. And I just look at the guy and I go, Matsudo. And he goes, oh, don't mind. I gave him some taffy and apologized profusely.
He looked sad too. He was excited about
Yeah.
the Tauros. We'll find somebody for you. She was going like this. I think she was freaking him out, to be honest. Like she had her phone and she was like, huh. And then she's like, she's like, I thought you were saying Nanda. Like she's saying like, why to the phone, and the guy's just sitting there really quietly, like waiting.
Why? But so we got to see all 4 Gundam statues. I got to check another food thing off my list that I wanted to do.
Yeah, we had a good day.
We had a
really
good
good day. Oh, and then we got some cake.
And then
We got some strawberry cake, and she asked, "How long?" And we didn't know what she was saying.
Yeah, so I thought she was asking like how long we were in Japan, and so like I said a couple days, but really what she was trying to ask was like, when are you gonna eat this? And so she like starts putting a sticker on it with like its expiration date. And so I told her, I was like, oh no, we're gonna eat it like now. And she was like, oh. And I'm like,
There
"I'm
was a
sorry."
big disconnect with her. We couldn't communicate with
We
her
couldn't
at
hear.
all.
The bakery was full of people.
And Kayla was so eager. She's just like, you just wanted the cake. You were trying to get
Give me
there.
the
Just
cake.
give me the fucking cake.
I want that cake.
And they made
want
me
it?
eat the cake.
We got the cake for everyone.
Yeah, we didn't ask for permission. We got the cake. Everybody got cake.
The end of day 4.
We had other plans for tonight, but we're gonna do them later because we're very tired.
We were gonna go to the gay bar, but we're gonna have to do that in Osaka, which
Yeah,
would probably be
that
easier
would
because
be
there's less to
better.
do there.
Yep, I think. And so too.
Bedtime.
Day 4. End. Say night, Jameson.
Good night.